When you mention martial arts, you may think of punching, kicking, a lot of aggression. But there is a unique martial arts form that teaches you how to control rather than destroy your opponent. It's called Aikido, and it's helping some police officers avoid using excessive force. We'll get all the details from Bill Sosa. He is the author of a book called The Secrets of Police Aikido, and also the director and founder of the International Aikido Association of Dallas. Right off the top, this is really a fascinating martial arts form I've had a chance to read about through your book some, but what is Aikido and what does the word itself mean?
Aikido is a Japanese martial art. It's one of the newest of the martial arts. It was actually derived from very ancient martial arts in the 1920s. But the difference in Aikido, the name of Aikido, let's go back to that first. It's 6 letters. AI means blending, Ki is energy, and Do is Do, the way to blend with energy. So that can be applied to not just on the mat doing self-defense techniques, but driving your automobile in traffic, dealing with other people, negotiations and so forth and so on. So the word, the Aikido means to blend with whatever presents itself to you.
So it's a more peaceful martial arts form. In what way?
Well, that we don't emphasize the destruction of another person in order to defend ourselves. That we can take this energy, and instead of kicking and punching, we take this energy. We employ throws, pins, takedowns, choke takedowns, and things of that nature instead of the kicking and the punching. So we're not interested in hurting people. We're interested in the unification of the mind and body while we're doing these things because basically that's what it teaches. Aikido means to unify the mind and the body. And so that in everything that you do.
So this attracts a lot of police officers too, wanting to learn this way of perhaps, you know, not aggressively having to pursue suspects, etc. How does this benefit police officers?
Well, in many ways. The philosophy for one thing is in Aikido we're always reminding ourselves to stay calm, to stay centered. And especially police officers have a very stressful job in most cases. It's not just out there writing traffic tickets, but sometimes they have to deal with very negative situations. And it's under stress, I think, that we learn a lot about ourselves and how to stay calm and deal with the situation. So in order to control somebody else, you first have to control yourself.
But it's also necessary for people to understand, I mean, if a police officer is arresting a suspect and that suspect is still remaining aggressive, this Aikido can inflict pain depending on the amount of pressure they exert back? Exactly.
The more that if you have a hold on somebody and they're still struggling and trying to fight with you, they create the amount of pain. In other words, they dictate the amount of pain if you already have a hold on them.
The more you resist or are aggressive toward the person who knows Aikido, the more you can hurt yourself, basically.
Because you're going against your own power. And seeing Aikido is not just for, you know, young people. It's for everybody. Anybody can learn it because it's a blending art. It's learning how to blend.
Well, let's go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want so much for people to see a little bit of the art form itself. So we're going to take a look right now at some video of some Aikido, and you can tell us what we're seeing, just sort of how people act this out. I took a little bit of Taekwondo, and I'm sure it's a lot different than this. Here we go, right there. Can you see that? Tell us what's happening here.
This is one of my students doing an exercise called Shomenuchi Ikiundo. And the idea of this exercise is, as you can see, he's got good posture and to center himself and flow. Now you're seeing his mother, which one of my students, using that same
She's using that
same principle in a defensive situation.
Size doesn't matter. You can learn to do this. I see.
It doesn't matter. And here's another exercise called Tenkan, how to turn and lead the energy. If somebody grabs you or throws a punch at you, you use the same movement. Somebody grabs your wrist, that is. And this one is called Urifuichi Akundo. And there you see...
it looks so easy. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I mean, she just flipped him so easily, and I always think, can I really do that?
Well, she's been doing it for a long time. You see those same exercises that he was showing now, she's applying them in actual technique.
Now, anyone can learn to do this. You have 3 centers, correct, around the Dallas area if people want to do this?
We have one in Dallas, one in Fort Worth, and one in Grand Prairie.
Goodness, and right now he's doing what? Just some exercises?
Blending, and again, there it is in action. The exercise he was doing, turning and blending, that's what she's doing with an attack against a knife.
Now, you found that the more aggressive forms of martial art had limited effectiveness physically. You're limited physically. Explain that.
Well, all martial arts are good, and I don't want to say anything bad because I have
sure,
a lot
no,
of
no.
students, I mean, a lot of friends that are into martial arts, and some of them are very good friends of mine, and they're very good at what they do. And all martial arts are good. But if you just pertain to power and size alone, then you have to be bigger than the other guy in order to control him.
Right.
So if you just depend on that, there's always somebody bigger and stronger, you know, than yourself. So Aikido, the art of blended, helps us to learn how to work the angles of least resistance and to deal with that energy.
How important is the spiritual aspect of Aikido?
Well, it's very important because from day number one we were taught that the mind, the body, and the spirit are one. We were originally one when we were very young. Kids are more focused and more centered than we are. As we become older and so forth, so-called more intelligent, we get a little more scattered. We get into the head a lot. We forget about the source of power, which is the center, you know.
Center of...
The center of your being.
Your being,
When you're born, you're hooked to your mother through here, right? So it has a significance more than just being hooked to your mother. So they chop that, you know, they sort of chop you off the vine, right? And then you have to not lose that center in everything that you do. One of my teachers from Japan, he's had a long and very successful career teaching not only the Aikido public about Aikido, self-defense, but the principles to professional people, such as golfers, baseball people, sumo wrestlers, and with a lot of success. They all claim to have improved a lot by using those principles.
How do you think police officers have improved? Again, your book is called The Secrets of Police Aikido that you have authored. How have you seen it improve their lives and their careers?
Well, like I said earlier, by the way, the title was not mine. The publisher came up with that.
The publisher came up with that, okay.
The secrets. I don't think there's any secrets out there. There's some things that we don't know about, but they've been there all along.
All those publishers.
Yeah. Of course, they're trying to sell the book, and
Sure.
you know, that's fine. I think, like I said, the police officers are under stress many times because of the nature of their work.
Right.
They have to learn to relax, to let it go. When you know, you cannot take it home with you.
You also say, not just with police officers, just in closing, this can help us lead freer, more productive lives. In our closing seconds, in what way?
Well, anybody can do a better job whether you're a trash collector or a highly skilled surgeon if you stay relaxed and calm. And that's basically it. I mean, anytime you do anything, whatever it is, if you stay calm and relaxed, you do a better job.
Boy, yes, I could use that in my job. I have a stressful
We all
job.
can.
So it's mind, body, spirit all wrapped up into this martial arts form, Aikido. Sounds wonderful, and we'll have a number where people can call to find out more about how to learn about Aikido.
Good.
Thanks for joining us, Mr. Sosa.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
I really need some of those tips. Next on 5 Talk Street, a group that comes to your defense when you are down. We'll be right back.